Conflicts between genders are raising questions once again of whether the Ministry of Gender Equality and Family should be abolished. Many people accuse the ministry of promoting reverse discrimination against men and not fulfilling its duties properly, despite the demand for change. A lot of men in their 20s and 30s claim they're being mistreated and discriminated against. For them, mandatory military service and government programs for women's advancement are signs that society is turning against men. They believe that both men and women should receive mandatory basic military training. If not, men should at least receive incentives for the time spent serving their country. On top of that, programs to bring more women into the workforce and women-only universities are seen as unfair and a disadvantage for men. Many seem to believe the Ministry of Gender Equality and Family is perpetuating the reverse discrimination against men and that it should be abolished. On the other hand, calls for maintaining the ministry are overwhelming as well. Some people think that many areas in Korean society still need to promote women's rights and participation, such as the workforce area and wage equality. Many also pointed to the steady growth in sexual crimes over the past 10 years, as opposed to falling cases of murder and other violent crimes motivated by hatred of women.
사실 이런 분들이 우리 여성가족부가 없다면 어디에서 이런 도움을 받으실 수가 있을까요? 그래서 저희는 저희의 도움을 필요로 하시는 분들을 위해서 항상 저희의 이 자리에서 최선을 다하고 있습니다.
As a recent case involving the death of a female Air Force officer highlights the need for more gender equality and sensitivity in the society, as well as protection for women in male-dominated areas. Many are wondering whether the abolition of the ministry is the right move. In May, Sergeant Lee committed suicide after suffering sexual harassment from a senior officer. She had reported the incident to the military police on several occasions, but no action was taken against the perpetrator at the time. Recently, several women rights groups held a rally outside the headquarters of the main opposition People Power Party, which is pushing for the abolition. They emphasized the need for the ministry to oversee the protection of women against sexual violence and to educate the public on gender equality. According to a poll from the Korean Social Opinion Research Institute, nearly half the respondents thought the Ministry of Gender Equality and Family should be abolished. It also showed that 4 out of 10 women were in favor of the idea. The People Power Party argues there is no reason to maintain the ministry, while the ruling Democratic Party contends the ministry still has a role to serve in Korean society. Debate continues regarding the ministry's role and whether the abolition will compromise efforts for gender equality in Korea.